Right, so I've just lined that out, but there's going to be more horizontal battens because the cladding's going vertically. They're putting a rubber roof on. So, door frame. I'm going to put a timber there and there, of course, for the frame. I'm going to notch in the tops, so they'll have like a little notch. I thought somebody were at the door then. The bottom here, the timber, I'll show you. The timbers are going to come to here. Then I'm going to board the inside of this, just to stiffen up these two legs, stop them moving. They're boarded on the outside, but we've got best part of half a sheet left, so I'm going to rip that in half, board these, and board the top. That'll just stiffen all of that bit. I could board it. I don't know if I've got enough board, but it'll only be that little bit. It might stop that, but yeah, next to nothing in that. So over there on the table, I've got my door frame material. That's pine, and I've got a piece of ash. I cut a chamfer on. I put a little groove in the bottom as the drip mould. Stop water running back underneath. But that's only 20mm thick. So like I said, the tops are going to get notched in. That'll stop that leg moving. And the bottom on the sill, I'd be tempted to notch that in, but that sill that I was just showing you is only sort of that wide. I didn't have a board that was wide enough, plus I didn't really want, you know, a big wide threshold. So I've got a choice. I can run my legs down to the bottom and fit this board in, you know, just fit it up to it, or I can run my board underneath, sit the legs down on top. If the legs are sitting down on top, the few good fixings up underneath, that leg isn't going anywhere then. A shoulder, you know, if I notched it in, it'd be a shoulder. It'd help, you know, stop it moving, just like the tops would. But, don't know whether I can be bothered cutting a shoulder on the bottom of there. So these are the doors that we're going to be using. They've been reclaimed from a film set or something, TV set. They've already been hung, but we've only got one pair of hinges on the doors. I'd prefer to put 3, so we're going to lose them 2 and put on 3 new hinges. They are stainless steel ball bearing race. I can't open that. I'll cut this bit out. Different size, looks slightly. So like I say, we're going to lose them for these doors. I want a half decent gap down the middle, and if you look at, I can open that up again. It's not easy with one hand. If you look at that gap there between those two, measure down this end, not down there. Measure that gap there, and whatever gap you want in the middle, and add it to the overall. So that's maybe a bit wider than I want that. So 153 plus them two, yeah, two of those gaps either side, and I'll cut my timber and cut the notch in at the top to that distance. And while I'm at it, I'll decide what I'm going to do with the sill threshold. The way I ton these doors, I don't know if they're exterior or interior. They're thick, they're 40 mil, 44, whatever they're 44, 45. But they're veneered. We've got lipping on and then veneered. So at the bottom there, a weather mould on the bottom, a thing, you know what I mean, to kick the water off beyond the sill. Right, so this is the head. I'm going to cut the notches in it, and just to make it easy to measure, I came in 100mm, and then you can just leave your tape there. You're not trying to, you know, put your tape measure on that point there. I want 1534, so I've measured it at 1634. It's important that you remember to put that 100mm, add that 100mm on. I've done it. And then that is the width of that. I'm only going to come in sort of 8 or 10mm. I'll just set my saw for the depth. About to put these back on because the saw, don't know, I need to check that. They might have to go on the side. So that's the head and the sill, the threshold. So I'll measure that. I know these have been cut down 1981, so 1975. 1975 I want, you know, similar gap top all the way around. So 2-3 mil there, so 75. 78. Don't want too much of a gap at the bottom. 5 mil maybe. So legs are just going to sit on the sill, but the legs are going to get notched in there, sat in there. That is just over 10 mil. Like I was saying, I didn't have a whiteboard, but it sat on it, plenty of glue, screws, and then there's going to be a stop bead, wherever it is. Here you go, an ash stop bead. It'll sit on top of there. So cladding's going to go on there. I'm going to set it back just a fraction, just so that I've got a gap to get a bit of sealant around. This is still 20 mil cladding, which is a bit thicker than my finger, so just enough overhang. Kettle time. Then I'll put a fixing up there, a fixing down there, one in the middle just to get it something like straight. And I'm going to hang the doors on it, right hand opener, so just one handle on this door. So I'll hang that one first, get it somewhat like, if the door's a bit like that, because I've only put 3 screws in, I can lift that, you know, alter that, make that door fit. I'll offer that one up, get that one as close as I can, lift that leg, whatever, if I have to, and, you know, between the two, you know, get the doors hung, and between the two, and get the rest of the fixings in. Alright, so I'm just going to go through what I'm doing here. I put a screw in at the bottom. I'd normally put one in at the top because it stops the head flying around, but just for easiness, put one at the bottom, set it back very slightly from that. It's like I say, when the cladding goes on, it'll leave a little gap that I can get some beading in. I don't want it forward and the cladding kicking out like that. Anyway, I put one in there, got me level. The threshold is pretty good. I don't think it's flat, I think it's got a slight kink in it, but that's pretty good. This leg, I know that leg is pretty plumb, but like I say, I want to hang this door first. So I've got that screw down there. I've got 9 mil at the top there and just a piece of hardboard at the bottom, and that's pretty good. Before I get carried away, see, that's about in the right position there, but it's leaning. It's not fixed or anything this yet. What I want to do is look through. And get it in twist. Can't really see on camera, but that's kicking in at the top. I did it to these legs in the first place, you know, when I fitted them. So I'll just put my clamp on there and just pull that straight. Because say that's sort of in the position that I want it. That hasn't changed. So now I can look through again. The clamp's in way, of course, at the top there. But now I can look through, and I'm looking at that back edge and this front edge here. I need to I'm looking at the camera, but I need to just... That's pretty good. Sorry, I just had to look to one side. I'm looking through camera. That's pretty good. So I'm happy that, you know, it's not twisted or anything, so I can go ahead and fix that. If it was slightly twisted, I might have to pull that leg out. I can't really go, you know, too far either way, but I could pull that out or push that in a little bit, you know, get it straight. I don't want to fix that one plumb and then find that I've got to put that one, you know, an inch out. So anyway, I'll get another fixing in there. I've got 3 hinges going on, so I'll probably put another 2 here and there. And I'm going to hang this door before I fix that leg. I'll hang that door, get that gap right, that should be right. I can judge how the sill's going there to there. I might put a fixing in the sill, might not, because that I can adjust to, you know, both doors anyway. I don't think I'll put a fixing in the top either. But as long as I get that door hung, I've got a good idea what's going on there. Then I can hang that door. Put a couple of fixings in that leg, hang that door. So I'm basically hanging one door. So that becomes, you know, like a single door then. I'm hanging up against this one. Blah blah.